What comes to your mind when you hear the term spirituality? Can spirituality help us to become more successful? Can spiritual people ever be successful at business? Hello everyone, and welcome to another brand new episode on my channel, Wander Boho Book Club. Today I'll be discussing the book, The Surrender Experiment, My Journey into Life's Perfection, written by Michael Allen Singer. Michael Allen Singer is an American author, journalist, motivational speaker, and former software developer. In The Surrender Experiment, the author tells the inspiring story of how, after an unexpected spiritual awakening, he decided to let go of his personal preferences and just be spontaneous with life, and how this decision transformed his life forever. From being someone who had decided to embrace a life of solitude to becoming a spiritual leader, a public company CEO, and a New York Times best-selling author, Singer takes you on a great journey exploring life's perfection. As you go through the events, your assumptions about life will be challenged, and ultimately it will inspire you to rethink how you're living your life. Before moving ahead, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Part 1. Spirituality teaches us to quiet the mind. Most of us have experienced situations in our lives when we were in the middle of a conversation and we failed to come up with new things to say. You get nervous and jittery, racking your brains to come up with something nice to say while worrying about what people might think. Honestly, it's not a big deal when something like this happens. In fact, the author says this might be an opportunity to get in touch with your spiritual side. These uncomfortable situations can be really useful for you to work through your anxiety and re-examine yourself or your consciousness. One effective way of overcoming our anxiety is by practicing meditation. The author himself found Zen meditation very useful in this regard. In Zen meditation, you focus on your breath while sitting in a quiet place. Practicing Zen meditation regularly can help bring a sense of peace and calm to your busy mind and alleviate anxiety. Part 2. Surrendering to the flow of life. Maybe you have noticed time and again that changes in weather can have a big impact on your mood. A grey sky can make you feel gloomy, or a rainy day can make you feel irritated or frustrated. If analyzed objectively, your resistance to these external phenomena is one component that manifests in these negative thoughts and emotions. People who have a lot of anxiety often dread change and are easily bothered by many other things. Also, our personal preferences have a lot to do with what makes us anxious or nervous. It's not just because there are things we can't control, but also the fact that they make us uncomfortable. When our personal choices clash with the external circumstances, we tend to resist the circumstances. In such times, we can find comfort and peace in spirituality. Spirituality teaches us to relinquish control over our thoughts, and this reduces our anxiety. One of the main ways we can reduce stress is to accept the opportunities and challenges that life sends our way. Part 3. Service is better than solitude. The author found that he was much more motivated to offer his services to others after a certain point of time. This attitude helped him change from being an introverted hermit to becoming a spiritual leader. For example, the author decided to go for a job interview for an economics teacher position at a community college. Although he wasn't really interested in this position, he met the program director, chiefly because the interview was arranged by a friend of his and he did not want to be impolite. The interview, however, led the author to realize that he would rather prefer teaching students about meditation. The program director accepted his proposal, and the author gladly accepted the position and tried his best to make his work more meaningful. Thus, breaking free from the comfort zone helped him do a lot of unexpected things. To listen to more interesting summaries, please subscribe to my channel. Part 4. Spirituality helps in building better business. People often think of spirituality and meditation as being something to be done by people seeking no interest in the material world. But as the author found out, business people can also gain the benefits of spirituality. In truth, the author was able to build his first successful business venture by consciously living in line with his spiritual beliefs. The author had promised himself that he would say yes to helping others and take up any challenges. Hence, upon the request of the local sheriff, he started building garages, fireplaces, temples, etc. for his community. Soon, his passion for building turned into a thriving business. However, he was unable to procure a big loan in order to expand his business. Fortunately, the branch president of one of the banks came to see his projects personally and was mightily impressed, and as a result, he approved the loan to the author. Hence, by staying confident and optimistic, the author was able to turn his circumstances around. Part 5. Surrendering to the flow of life brings more opportunities. We often imagine how great it would be if we were provided with a ready-made solution every time we faced a problem. Well, all we have to do is embrace what life has for us, and our problems will be solved on their own. The author confirms this by citing a personal experience. He once had to deal with a very demanding client, and after navigating the various changes and alterations, he was finally able to finish the project. Surprisingly, he soon received a call stating that the client would like to sell his land to the author. Unfortunately, the law prohibited the author from using the land for commercial purposes. At the same time, the city administration decided to build a waste dump right next to the author's community temple. This invoked a strong protest from the community people, and the plan to build the waste dump was abandoned. Shortly after, the wasteland came up for sale, and the author took the opportunity to purchase the land. This land was just perfect for his business venture, much better than the previous land he was planning to purchase. Hence, by shutting off one path, the universe opened up another, even better path for him. Part 6. Accepting setbacks can bring new success. It's easy to talk about keeping calm when life gives you a lot of blessings. But what if life throws bitter challenges your way instead? What's the best move then? The author's office was raided by the FBI in 2003. He became suspected of fraud and his assets were confiscated. The company was keeping an eye on one of their employees who was accepting bribes from dealers. Unfortunately, the employee made a preemptive attack and contacted the FBI and put the blame on Singer for all his own misdeeds. An incident like this could be appalling to most people. However, the author managed to keep his calm and accept the situation for what it was. Sometimes things get tough and it's hard to see a way out. Accepting the situation in such cases gives us the strength to fight it. And that is exactly what Singer did. He knew defending his company would be difficult, and he prepared a strong line of defense by hiring several attorneys. Unfortunately, he had to give up his position as CEO because of the negative publicity the charges had created. Eventually, all charges were dismissed against Singer, and his name was cleared due to lack of evidence. Nonetheless, it took about 5 years for this process to take place. However, every cloud has a silver lining. This 5-year ordeal enabled the author to find the time to write The Untethered Soul, a book which went on to become a New York Times bestseller. Conclusion. Sometimes our minds are flooded with external noise that can bring stress and become a distraction. We can easily get caught up in our everyday routines and lead less than healthy lifestyles due to all of this mindless chatter. We are influenced by external ideas like what others think should be happening in our lives. Maybe, instead of stressing out over such matters, we just need to be open-minded and ready for new opportunities. We can achieve great things by surrendering to life and learning how to say yes. We can find amazing people to work with and can benefit from saying yes to those asking for help, as the people who reach out for our help tend to be signs from the universe and might in turn help us become happier and more satisfied. Thank you for watching this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe. Your likes, comments, and shares are highly appreciated. See you soon in our next episode.